Hi, I'm David G, and today we're going to be talking to the two members of Die Hausfrauen, a band from New York City who have a German name. I'm here with Vera, who's the lead singer, and with Robert Derby, who's the bass player. Which leads me to my first question, which concerns the name. Where did the name come from? Why do you have a German name?
Actually, for the explanation about the name, you should go to...
Well, it's very simple, actually. I had my Austrian grandmother in town when the group started, and I couldn't think of a name, and she said, why don't you call it Die Hausfrauen, since it was mostly females, and we were going to plan on having a whole, all-female group. But it never turned out that way.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, we started getting males in the group because, I didn't know any more female musicians, so and I didn't feel like putting an ad in, and we didn't know what we were doing, and so, plus, he played bass, and when I met him is when we started this whole thing, so he wanted to play bass, so he said, sure.
So before that, the group was just sort of an idea that you were
three girls in a basement.
It's in the basement, yeah.
With one girl on drums, this other girl on keyboards, and me singing through a little recorder mic into the same amp that the keyboards came out of, and, that's how it started.
Did you do any songs that you're still doing now, or any preliminary versions of songs?
Actually, yes.
Yes, we did, actually.
Circle of Existence, yes?
Yes, and a bunch of others that we started doing when the band first started. The set that we did at the time had a lot of songs that me and the keyboardist had written during that whole time.
But they're all different people now. You just lost another keyboard player, right?
Well, not another, the only one we had. But yeah. And, well, he's still, him and the clarinet player, his name's Bill, we've been together from pretty much the beginning. And
our drummer's hose-heading it out in Chicago right now.
He's making some money out there while we sit here.
He's playing for Mr.
waiting.
Scoffish.
Yeah, Scafish, right.
How'd you end up with a clarinet player? I mean, bands don't have clarinet players every day.
Funny you might ask that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't like an idea we had.
Actually,
yeah, I was at Eraserhead one night. I guess it was 4 years ago or something. And I met him there, because, mutual friends or something. And I met him at Eraserhead, and then Danceteria opened, and I would see him at Danceteria all the time. And then I found out he played clarinet in, his high school band. So
everybody played
we thought,
something.
hey, why not? We didn't have anybody else. We said, why not?
Besides, it's a good sounding instrument.
It is.
And it's a little bit less brassy than a saxophone. Saxophone, I think,
Plus,
is sometimes
has a
overused
saxophone.
at times.
Yeah.
And he plays the hell out of the damn.
And it adds a texture. I haven't seen the band, unfortunately, but on the record it adds such a texture that you don't...
Well, it mixes really nice with the keyboards. It's very...
I haven't noticed that, does it?
It does.
Oh,
Well, you met this guy at Eraserhead, and I was going to ask you, a lot of your songs seem to be about the more deviant faction of society.
Yeah. That's all I think about.
Mental
stuff, It's the only thing that really has any...
Do you write all the lyrics?
Oh, yeah. Well, get her away. No, well,
Well, like the songs on the record, for instance, which you could hold up if you like.
Well...
You have one song that's about incest. You have another song that's about crazy somebody or something, right? Bellevue Affair, what's it about?
Just watch TV.
It's just a thing that comes out of my mind for no reason. I don't even think about it. I just start writing, and it just happens,
She watches a lot of TV, actually.
Okay, we're going to get a chance to hear one of your songs now.
This
was recorded live at Peppermint Lounge, and the name of the song is Make Me an Offer.
Yes. It shouldn't. Okay.
There it is.
Yes, this is our EP that you can probably buy somewhere.
On Cashlot Records and tapes?
Yes.
Cashlot Records. I don't know if they make any tapes yet.
I don't think they do.
We were going to put out a tape at one time, but we didn't.
Robert, speaking about Cashlot,
yes,
since we're on that subject, you put out an album which was the first release on Cashlot Records. How long ago was that?
That was 2 years ago this September.
And what's become of it? That was a home taping
did it
job?
on little Mickey Mouse 4-tracks, and all by myself, a couple guest musicians, friends, you know, and I put in the drums a piece by piece instead of the whole kit, foot by hand, then the snare, then the hi-hat, put them on one track, and then guitar, you know, and it was excruciatingly painful, and I didn't ever want to go through something like that again, but Eric heard the tapes, and they sounded like a normal band, sort of playing this new wave stuff.
Eric is the head of Cash-A-Lot.
Oh, yes.
For those
Eric
viewers who don't know the Cash-A-Lot hierarchy.
Right. And so, you know, he liked the tapes a lot, and so we put it together and put out an album. And so I was going to do some gigs and hired some musicians, because I can't go out there with and do everything at once. And we thought it would be a nice joke to have some...
A joke.
A nice joke, that's why I said it, a nice joke to have some girl backup singers. So Eric knew one girl, and...
Who knew me?
Who knew her?
And in the meantime, there was this sort of
not in garbage
embryonic
can,
band
yes, in a
wallowing
basement.
in a basement somewhere, looking for someone to back up.
Reading showbiz and all that every week, yeah. So she showed up and like, I started talking to her, and we got off immediately on each other. We just like, after the gig, we were talking, and we went out to a bar afterwards with everybody that was in the show, and we just like running. So she told me, you know, I said, well, come by sometime, you know, we'll just fill around on tape machines or something. That's how it started.
How long was it before you did your first gig as Die Hausfrauen?
It was, you know, it was about 2 months.
That's what we had decided. We wanted 2 months. And that was it. I didn't think it would happen that quickly because I didn't know what was going on.
I said, you want to do it long term, you want to do it short term, you want to do it in between terms. So, yeah.
Where'd the material come from? Did you have music and she had lyrics, or?
The keyboardist and I had written music and, you know, I had written lyrics, and she had written some music and I'd written music and, you know. For the longest time we've been doing that, so that's how it happened.
Well, we discussed before the video, which was pretty nice, by the way. I didn't see it before we did the show, and it was really good.
Oh.
That you just lost a keyboard player. Mm-hmm. So that means you're not gigging at the moment, right?
No, we're not.
When do you expect to get back to work?
Ooh.
When our drummer gets back from Chicago.
6 or 7 years, probably.
After he makes his money.
I hope it's soon. I think that's just about it. I'd like to thank you for coming by to do Videowave. And right now we're going to go to a video by the Bongos doing a new song called Bull Rushes.